All right, welcome everyone. If I believe everybody can hear me, we checked in with that earlier. So, um, if you have any questions throughout this presentation, please feel free to use the chat section over on the right-hand side of your screen there, and just put a question on there. And if I don't get to it right away during the presentation, I will get to it. So, no worries there. Can everybody see my screen? The first slide that says reach customers online with Google. Great. Thank you so much. All right. So we're going to dive right in because we have a lot of ground to cover during this presentation. So thank you guys for joining us, by the way. I really appreciate you all being here. We had about 12 people register. So you three are the ones who have showed up. So thank you for that. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to be here. This presentation takes about an hour, and then we'll be all done. So all right, so let's get going here. Let me just pull up my notes. All right. Okay, so many of you here know who I am or what it is that I do. But in case you don't, my name is Miranda Gilbert. I own a company based in Billings, Montana. I help clients all over the country with online presence management. And online presence management can be a variety of things. It can be social media management, website design, search engine optimization, and online advertising, as well as some graphic design as well. A little bit of video work, a little bit of everything. If it's nerdy, I can handle that for you. Um, so anyways, that is what I do for a living, and I am involved. I'm actually a volunteer with Google. I've been a volunteer for at least 3 years, maybe four. And this program is called Grow with Google, and it's designed for small businesses so that we can reach out to small businesses and help them grow using the free tools that Google has. I don't get paid by Google. I'm not a Google employee. This is just all a volunteer program. So I really appreciate you guys being here. This information is really valuable. So thank you guys for coming. Let's dive right in here. So we're going to break the workshop today into three different sections. I'm going to start by explaining how Google search works and where the different types of information can appear in search results. And when we understand how Google's algorithm selects websites and other information that surface on search result pages, we can implement strategies into our own website and into our own online presence that can help customers find us online. The second session is going to talk about a section called Google My Business. Google My Business is a free tool that you can use to help your local business appear across Google Search and Maps. And third, we're going to go over Google Ads, and we're going to go over a specific type of Google Ads called Smart Campaigns. So those are paid advertising on Google. So let's talk about how Google helps small businesses reach their current and their future customers. So let's just think for a minute about the sheer volume of searches that go on online. There are billions of searches on Google every single day. And each search creates an opportunity for a business to connect with people who are looking for information. And the data shows that a lot of people are searching for information about local businesses. And it's things like hours of operations, where you're located. Right now, during the COVID crisis, they are searching to see if you're open for actual physical, to be able to come into their business. So there are a variety of things that they are searching for, and it really comes down to bread and butter information about your business. That is what they're doing a bulk of their search for. So I want to start by first showing you a short video. Now, when I start the video, if you don't hear the sound, please chime in the chat and let me know, and we can do this another way. So. All right, give me one quick second. And I want to present this. All right, here we go, guys.
grinding sound when you turn the key?
All right, wasn't that awesome? We love it. Okay, let me get back to showing you the slides here. Okay. All right, we are back. We are back from the video break. All right. So let me put this in a little bit of perspective for y'all. Has anyone here made a large purchase in the last year? And by large purchase, I'm going to say something like a car, a television, maybe a new smartphone. Honestly, it shocks me what the cost of a smartphone is. It blows my mind. So, anyways, if you made a large purchase like that in the last year, how many of you started by simply doing a search online? I bet that most of us probably have. You know, searching for a smartphone, certainly, best smartphones, phones, new iPhones, new Pixel phones, new Android phones, whatever. So that's kind of how searches are starting these days. They're actually starting, people are going through the process of making a large purchase. They're starting in small little moments, right? So if you did make a purchase, a large purchase online, research has suggested that you probably started out by doing some shopping research and reading some customer reviews. Maybe you did a little price shopping. Maybe you did a little comparison on shipping costs, on warranties, things like that. The takeaway is that consumers often have a lot of information about products and services before they make contact with a business or visit that business's location. Your website may actually be the new storefront of your business, the first interaction that potential customers have with your business. And that's important because people start their customer shopping journey online, but there's still a lot of things happening offline. In fact, 85% of all transactions still happen at a local store. So, research shows that people are more concerned with their need in the moment than they are about a particular brand. And this is kind of a new thing because in the past, people were pretty brand loyal to things. But now that trend is starting to go away. They're more concerned about their need right now in this moment. So that means that even if your business is brand new or unknown, you still have a shot at winning a searcher's business if your online presence helps them in a critical moment, in a micro moment like the video we just saw. So with this in mind, let's take a look at the ways that Google can help searchers find you online. So the first thing to understand when you're doing a Google search is that you're not actually seeing the entire World Wide Web. You're seeing an index of of what Google has indexed of the web. So it's kind of like when we were kids and we were in the library and there was a big card catalog that indexed all the books. Now, maybe there were some books in the library that didn't end up in the card catalog, but probably not as many, right? But the point is, the websites that you're seeing on Google are indexes. They're what Google has found on the internet. So if we think of the web as an ever-growing library filled with billions and billions of books and more books being added every single day, a book, you could actually compare a book to a website, right? But there's if there's no card catalog to help you find anything, then there's no central database, and that's really difficult for people to find anything if there was no index on anything. So that's where Google came about. Google's job is to read the book, categorize the pages, and then help searchers find the information on these pages. Google finds information on the web by sorting through billions and billions of websites and web pages and showing people where to find the answers that they're looking for. So to do that, Google uses a software called a web crawler. It's also known as a spider or a robot or a bot. Google's crawler is known as Googlebot. Googlebot starts with a list of URLs, and then it visits those websites looking for links to add to its index, right? Things to add to its card catalog. It also looks for things like changes to the website, updates to the website, and dead links. So you might have a link on your website that's going to a website that's no longer there. And that can have a negative effect on your website. Googlebot follows links from page to page, and it sends website information back to Google's servers to update the index, and it also ultimately helps searchers find the web pages that they're looking for. So it's really like a big spider web, right? Googlebot processes each page that it indexes, and it takes notes of important information on that page. Things like keywords, to how fresh the website is, to how fast the website loads, and it stores that in its index. The index is like the back of a book, with every unit for every word and every indexed web page. It is huge and it's ever growing, and Google's index contains hundreds of billions of web pages. So every time a person searches on Google, the search is looking for information stored and organized in the gigantic index. And there are lots of searches happening, more than 1 trillion each year worldwide. So it's hard for people to wrap their head around how many actual searches that is. That's insane. So just like that, Google processed 40,000 searches in the time it took me to snap my finger. So 40,000 searches just happened in a single second. So for each of the corresponding search result pages, how did Google decide which websites and resources to display? Well, these decisions happen automatically with the work of a computer algorithm. Google's algorithm considers more than 200 factors or signals, and signals include things like the language of the website and the location of the searcher. Other signals are what type of device the searcher is using, the age of the content on the web pages, if it's relevant to the search query, and whether the page provides a good user experience. Things like how fast the page loads, if the page has things in place to help visually impaired or hearing impaired people. So that's a factor in that as well. So after identifying the best series of results, the information is stored in the index, and Google presents the results to the searcher, and that all just happens in a fraction of a second. So we're going to take a quick look at the example of a search result page and give you kind of an anatomy lesson of what actually happens when somebody does a search. So on the screen of a search results page, you'll see 3 different sections. Oh, let me go back one. I missed a part there. So you'll see a link of URLs over on the left-hand side, and those URLs are actually what we call in the business, we call them organic search results. They are search results that are completely derived out of the search algorithm. So they're not ads. You'll see ads sometimes on certain searches, and they're always noted with a green little symbol that says ad. The section over on the right-hand side that you see is called a knowledge panel, and that is mostly related to things like local searches, like local businesses, and we'll get more into that later. So there's actually 3 different sets of results that you see when you do a search on Google. You see ads, you see organic results, and you see local results. So just keep that in mind. What we're focusing on right now are organic results. So you see the little green section that they're talking about is the page title of the pages that you're looking at. And then below that is a section that those of us in the business call a snippet, but it's actually a page description that gives searchers a little bit more information about the result, and it can help them decide if that's the result that they're looking for. Again, as I mentioned before, that section over on the right-hand side is a business profile, and that is largely comes from results on your Google My Business listing for local search results. And we'll get into that in this next section. And here are ads. So the ads are always noted with a green little box that says ad. And then sometimes if you're doing a shopping search, there'll be actually like text and pictures across the top. So those are paid ads too. Those are called shopping ads. And the very last part of this section on the search result page is a list of searches related to the query that you had. So it's a cool feature that can help you see what other people are searching for, and it might help you refine your search if you don't know exactly what it is that you're looking for. Sometimes you just don't know exactly what to search for. One example that I had recently was I was looking for the car part for a window on the side of your car that you need to roll the window up and down, right? And I could not remember the name of that part, right? So I am like searching for window mechanism or whatever. It's called a window regulator, by the way. But this is an example. You know, you're trying to find the exact word you want to say, and so sometimes that little section on the bottom kind of help you point you in the right direction for what it is that you maybe want to search for. So we can do a little experiment here if you'd like. So you just open a web browser window and visit google.com. Search for words or phrases that should surface your website in the search results. Now, don't do a search for the name of your business. I don't want you to do that. That's easy. I want you to do a search for something that that somebody would, look for, you want your business to come up for. So for myself, I might do a search for website design, see what comes up. So after you do that, I want you to see if you come up. If you do, what does it say? How does it look? When you click on it, does it take you to the right part of your website? And if you don't show up, what sites do show up? Do you recognize any of the businesses in that search result? So now that we know how we appear across Google search results pages, we can take a look at tips and tools that you might use to address any potential issue. This next section of the presentation dives deeper into ways that you can actually help your site appear in the various section using SEO, which is search engine optimization. So we're going to use SEO tips directly from Google. And so let's talk about that. All right. So one of the top SEO tips for local businesses, if you want to reach local clients, the best tool, hands down, that you can use is create a free business profile on Google. You can, the business profile, it's called Google My Business. And if you've never done this before, you'll want to go to google.com/mybusiness, and it'll walk you through how to claim your business page. Now, the Google My Business profile does not replace a business website. But it can help your profile stand out in search results and on a map when a customer might be looking for your business on a map. So they were looking for a restaurant near me, or they're looking for a hardware store near me, or something to that effect. So that sort of thing is this business listing is for search results, local search results. Excuse me. Taking control of your listing on Google My Business can help you display your business hours, your contact information, your store locations if you have more than one location. You could put photos and videos about your store. You can put updates and specials on your Google My Business listing. And with the current COVID crisis we're facing right now, you can actually put updates regarding COVID, notices about things that might be important in your area. So if, for example, in Montana, the masks are required now just as of yesterday. So you could actually go on to Google My Business and place a notice there that says, masks are required to enter our establishment and whatever is required. So if you're not seeing clients perhaps at your physical location, you could actually put an update on there that says, please call us for an appointment, for a virtual appointment or something like that. But that is a tool that is available to you on Google My Business. So here are a few tips on the search engine side of things for your website. So these are not technical tips. You don't have to get into the code of your website to do these. So what we want to do, one of the most important things to do is to regularly publish relevant and original content. This content should be useful, it should be information rich, and it should be clear and accurate. And it should include keywords that users would type in to find your pages. And make sure that your site actually uses these words. One of the greatest tools for this to create content is to have a blog. And so you can create a blog post and you can talk about things that are relevant to your business, and it will have keywords in there. And a blog is great because it's, you're updating it often. So if you set yourself a reminder to once a month go on and create a blog post featuring one of your products or one of your services, that will help your search engine results a great deal. So always lead with the most important information on your websites and on your blog posts. If your goal is to get people to call your business, if that's what you want, make sure that your phone number is prominent on your website. Bulleted lists can help text be more readable. And while there's no rule of thumb, the more frequently you update your website, the more likely it is to appear in search results. Now, there's no technical rule about that, but Google wants to see fresh and relevant content. So try to go on and update your website often. Don't just let it sit and get stale. So as you publish content, keep it well organized. When your website content is organized logically and clearly labeled, it helps human visitors find it more easy. And Google's algorithm will better understand the content of your website. Every web page should include a title and a description. And those things are part of the website code in some cases. But many content management systems offer this option to enter into the text, things like WordPress websites, for example. If you have the option, make sure that the words that you have some keywords in the title of your web page. Images are also an important influence on the appearance and the success of your website. So here are a few tips about images. Images should be clear and in focus. They should meet the look of the overall website design. It's always important to use real photos rather than stock photos. And before you add an image to your website, make sure you're allowed to do so, that you're not violating a copyright law. Make sure you add image descriptions, which are also known as alt text or alt tags. This helps Google understand what the image is, because Google's robots don't have eyeballs, so they can't actually see what is in that image. So if you have a picture of cattle for sale, for example, you might put in the alt tag Black Angus cattle for sale, so that Google can understand what exactly that picture is. Or maybe you're selling jeans or something to that effect. You make sure that the alt tag includes what is actually in that picture. Make sure the size of your pictures are optimized for the website. There's a huge difference in the size of the photo that you use for printing something out and the size of the photo that you use on the web. Generally speaking, you should try to keep file sizes under 100 kilobytes. And if you have a content management system on your website, it'll tell you the size of your image that you're trying to upload. Now, that's actually a pretty small image. So if you're downloading pictures to use, or if you're taking pictures on your cell phone, if you have your cell phone set to the highest quality image, that's actually going to be too large to just flat out put on your website. That ends up about 3 MB. Different phones do different things, but that's 3,000 kilobytes. So that's too big. So you'll want to create that a little bit smaller. So let's see. Let me move on here. Here is a really cool free tool that you can use. You want to make sure that your site loads quickly, because as high as 32% of people will leave a website if it loads too slowly. So you can use this tool called Test My Site, and it's g.co/testmysite. And you can plunk your website in there, and Google will come back with a search result, and it'll tell you how fast your site loads. And it'll also tell you, it'll generate a report, and it'll tell you some things that you can do on your website to make it load faster. So if you do your own website, then you can go ahead and take that tool. If you don't, you can share it with your website designer, and they will be able to do that for you. So there's also a tool called Google Search Console, and that measures your site's performance. It can also help monitor your website too in case it goes down. So you can, if you go to g.co/search console, you can go ahead and set your site up on Search Console. And what that does is it makes sure that Google can access your site. If you put new content on your website, Google will eventually find it. But if it's something really important, you can actually go to Search Console and you can tell Google that you have new stuff on your website right away, so that Google can go out and find it right away. It can tell you how people are finding your website, so which queries cause your website to appear in search results. It can tell you which websites link to your site, if your site works well on mobile devices, and it can tell you a lot more. It's a really great tool, and it's completely free. So let's wrap up our tips and take another look at one more tool that can help you find ideas for creating new content, and that's Google Analytics. That's g.co/analytics. So to begin to understand the strengths and weaknesses of your website, we need to understand what visitors did or didn't do when they got there. And this is called website analytics data. Google offers a free tool called Google Analytics, and you can set it up pretty quickly. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to do it, but if you need help, most web designers are happy to get this integrated for you. What can Google Analytics do? Well, it can actually tell you all kinds of stuff. It can tell you what people are reading and viewing on your website, how much time they spend on your website. If you have an e-commerce store, it can tell you if people are abandoning their shopping carts before they make a purchase. If you advertise on Google, the data integrates with analytics reports, so you can measure the effectiveness of your ad campaigns. And to sum up, Google Analytics reports can help you make smart decisions about your web design, your content, and the functionality of your website. Google Trends. This is a really cool tool. It's a free web-based tool that shows the relative popularity of different search terms on Google. The data is presented in a graph on a scale of 0 to 100, with 100 representing the peak search volume. If it has enough data, Trends can show a forecast of search volume, related popular searches, and rising searches, so searches that are experiencing significant growth. You can use it to find and compare the popularity of different words and phrases and determine the seasonality of different searches. So see what searches happen geographically, and you can see related searches. All of this information can help you see what topics people are interested in and create relative content to publish onto your website. A great example of this is a pizza place had decided that they wanted to create a new pizza that they were going to really push. It was going to be like their new thing they were going to create. So they actually created it was like a pizza with, I don't know, it was like a version of a Hawaiian pizza, right? So they pushed that out there. They pushed it. It was the latest, hottest thing, and it didn't sell. And it was like, okay, why is this not selling? Um, if they would have used Google Trends, they could actually see one of the trending results in the area of pizza was gluten-free pizza, not pineapple pizza or whatever it was that they created. So they created a pizza that was gluten-free instead, and they saw growth because people were doing a search for gluten-free pizza versus whatever it was, pineapple something, pineapple whatever. So it's a really great tool. So if you want to give it a try right now, you can open a web browser and go to g.co/trends, and you enter the keywords or phrases that you want to compare, and then narrow down the results by the location. You can adjust the date range and see how it appears, how the results appear differently for different dates. This is gonna one example might be taxes. This time of year, well, actually, it was yesterday. It was the new tax deadline, but that is a big thing. Like you'll see searches related to taxes just spike during tax season, and in the middle of summer, it's not usually a big factor. So yeah, if you want to go ahead and try this while I'm chatting, please feel free to do so. It's at g.co/trends. All right. So this is the last section that we have going on. We're going to talk about online advertising. And I'm doing pretty good on time here. So before I go into online advertising, does anyone have any questions? Please feel free to type them in the chat, or you can turn your microphone on and just yak at me. So no questions? All right. Great. We're gonna keep at it then. Okay. So we're going to talk about reaching customers with online advertising. And I want to introduce you to a company called Honest Soul Yoga. It's a small business that was able to use ads really strategically, and they were able to grow their business. So we're going to watch a video about them. So let me just stop presenting for a second. I'm going to pop over to this other video. And please, if you don't hear the sound, let me know. Should be okay, but.
I deployed to Afghanistan in 2007. Being there was the hardest part of my life. My stress level was through the roof. Yoga made me realize that I could be able to handle those stressful moments, that anxiety, and I wanted to share that with the military community. So when I decided to open a yoga studio, it was really important to get as many people as possible through our door, not only to help them, but also because we had to pay our bills. My goal was to get people to call us, because we knew if we could talk to them, it would be easier for them to show up and come through our front door. It's actually pretty magical because since we've launched our Google Ads, our phone started ringing off the hook. I know my ads are working when more people than normal are walking through the door, when the number of intro offers that we're selling have doubled. And in result, we had to add 10 new classes a week. We had to hire more staff. What I love about Google Ads, it's that when I'm super busy at work, I can just check my phone and I can instantly track my results. As a small business owner, it's bigger than just you. It's about the families you impact, your employees, your own community.
I have somewhere I can let my guard down, and everybody else is here for a common reason.
Everybody that I've met here, and they were looking for something in their life to help them, either physically, emotionally, spiritually.
Our work makes such an impact on so many lives. We're so lucky that we get to do this. I like to say that I started a community center for adults, and we just happen to do yoga here.
All right. Let me get back to presenting the slide here. Okay. All right. So let's take a quick look at how to set up a smart campaign. That's a type of advertising on Google. Um, let's review one more time where ads can appear on a Google search result. So ads created with smart campaigns can appear in both Google search and on the display network. Now, the display network is a search network, and it's a group of search-related websites or apps. They can appear when people do a search for products or services that you promote. And the network includes places like Google.com, Google Maps, Google Play, plus search-related partners with Google that publish their ads. The Google Display Network is a large group of websites and apps that show Google ads. These ads can reach people earlier in the buying cycle and appear alongside content related to your business. Ads appear when consumers are looking for content, so browsing websites, watching YouTube videos, checking email and Gmail, using mobile apps, and a whole variety of places. So ads on the Google Display Network can also show images. So that's the difference between the search results. Your ads may include images from your Google My Business listing. With smart campaigns, your ads can appear on both search and display networks, depending on the goals that you set when you set up the ad campaign. Depending on the goal, the Google system will automatically determine where to show your ad to give it the best chance of success. If you're not familiar with smart campaigns, it's a campaign type that's designed for small businesses. They're flexible, and you can choose your goal and customize your content. Your ads can bring visitors to your website and connect to offline customers by driving phone calls and store visits. There's no there's no contract for these ads. There's no minimum commitment, there's no setup fee, there's no cancellation fee. You control when and where your ads can show up, and your budget. Your budget is usually based on a daily budget. And I like to tell people, you can set a budget and say, I want to spend $10 a day maximum. So, it's up to you. It also makes it very easy for you to quickly pause your ad if you need to. That's a really nice feature, especially just given the times that we're dealing with right now. So if you need to pause your ad and just not get any more attention at the moment, that's quick to do, and it happens on your mobile phone in a matter of seconds. So, all right. So you start by signing into the Google Ads account. You can create an account by visiting ads.google.com and clicking on Start Now. You can also access this feature through your Google My Business listing. So google.com/mybusiness, and you're logged in. And from the dashboard, there's usually a section there that says advertise with Google. And sometimes there's a free offer, like $100 for free, or buy $25 of ads and get $100 free. So if that option is there, I would encourage you to go that route to get signed up. So once you're set up and signed into a Google Ads account, you'll be promoted to the first step of creating an ad using smart campaigns, and you'll be asked to enter your business name and your business website address. From there, you'll have 3 goal options. The first goal will be to have people call your business. So you choose this goal if you want to get customers primarily over the phone. You want to talk to customers before setting up an appointment or a booking, or you might want to track calls using a forwarding number. This goal is a good choice for appointment-focused businesses like beauty salons, home repair, or pet sitting services. The number 2 option is to have people visit your physical location. Choose this goal if you have a physical location that customers can visit without contacting you first, or your first interaction with customers is usually at a storefront. This goal is a good choice if you're promoting a retail store, a showroom, or a coffee shop. This goal helps connect online marketing with offline action. And the third goal is to take action on your website. So choose this goal if most of your business is conducted online, or if you want customers to complete a trackable action on your website. This goal is a good choice if customers can actually make a purchase on your website or complete an important action like signing up for an appointment, going to a class, registering for an email newsletter, or something to that effect. The yoga studio that we just watched the video on they wanted to drive more foot traffic to their boutique, or let's say they wanted to do that, they would select the goal number 2, visits to your physical location. It's important to note that you can only select one goal per ad. However, if you have more than one goal, you can actually create multiple ads, one for each goal. Now, Honest Soul Yoga can proceed to the next step in setting up their smart campaign. The owner needs to specify where she wants her ads to appear geographically. When you create an ad, you'll see a couple of options for choosing where your ad can appear. The first option is to specify a radius around your business location. The second option is you can identify cities, regions, or countries. As you can see here in this sample, you can select the area and it will highlight it on a map. If you adjust your geographic range, look at the top corner to see the estimated audience. It tells you how many people search Google within that selected area. Well, which option should you choose? It depends on your business. If you're advertising for a business with a local clientele, you might want to choose a radius. But if you're advertising for a business that sells products and services beyond a local area, you might want to just expand your audience much farther. So choose the audience that makes the most sense for your business. If Honest Soul Yoga's goal is to drive a shopping rush to their boutique, they might want to target ads with a radius. They can experiment with the distancing, of course, starting with what they know about their existing customers. For example, they might look at their customer database and see that most of their clientele live within 35 miles of the studio, and that information can help them tremendously. The owner can go in and change it. In fact, she probably wants to expand the ad's geographic reach when the new studio locations open. So the next step is choosing a business category and the products and services that you want to advertise. This helps the system understand the customers you want to reach. For those familiar with online advertising, here's one noticeable difference about the Smart Campaign. You will not create a list of keywords. Instead, the system will automatically generate search phrases that help determine when your ad should appear. And we'll talk more about this in a little bit. Honest Soul Yoga wants to promote the yoga mat package to try to get people in to try a class. So they'll look at more appropriate options. The system might offer some suggestions, and you only want to select the suggestions that make sense for you. Don't reach out too far. So the sample that we have here, the Honest Soul Yoga Smart Campaign, it's coming right along. The owner chose a goal, they picked a geographic area, and they described what it is that they're advertising. So now it's time to create the ad. The text ad on Google typically contains 3 headlines, 2 description lines, and a display URL, the website page address that appears within the ad. It's important to focus on showcasing the most relevant, compelling information in your ad. With Smart Campaigns, you have the ability to set up and fine-tune a budget for each ad. So you'll set a monthly budget that makes sense for your business. Now, the cost is going to vary per click, but you'll not pay more than your monthly budget. So you only pay when somebody actually clicks on your ad or the calls that you receive, if that was your goal. So, for example, if you set a maximum monthly budget of $300, but you only receive $200 in clicks, you'll only be charged $200. Google gives you recommended options, but you can enter your own budget too. If you choose to enter your own budget, you'll see an overlay there. You can drag the slider to select your monthly budget, and below the budget slider, you'll see a typical competitor budget range. Now, if there aren't a lot of competitors in your business in that particular area, this might not really be an effective thing, and you may not even see it. So if there's not a ton of competitors in your geographic area, you can kind of ignore this part. But as you adjust your budget, you'll see the estimated ad performance on the right side of the page. It estimates how many ad views and clicks your ad might receive per month based on the selected budget. You can review your ad spend and make budget adjustments in your account at any time. After setting up your budget, the final steps would be to review your ad campaign setting and set up billing if this is the first time you've ever done an ad. You'll need to enter credit card information. So now that you know how the setup looks, let's take a little bit of time to review best practices for optimizing your ad. So we've got some other optional features you can add to your Smart campaign. One of them is to add images and logos. So you can do that, and it'll walk you through how to do that. Adding images to your ad can actually help grab the attention of potential customers, and you are allowed to add up to 3 images and logos. Once you've uploaded your images, you can view how they will look in different formats. And this is a cool feature about Smart campaigns. After you upload your images, Google's Smart technology will create a series of responsive ads for your campaign to test. And responsive ads are ads that look good across all devices, phones, desktops, tablets, etc. The last campaign type we're going to cover today is video campaigns. This campaign type tells you, it shows video ads and other streaming video content across YouTube and across the Google Display Network. Showing video ads may seem really sophisticated, but the setup is pretty straightforward. You can use videos from your own YouTube account, and like other campaign types, you can see ad performance and tweak targeting. Video ads help accomplish goals related to sales, generating leads, increasing website traffic, building brand awareness, and increasing brand consideration. There are 5 available video ad types. There are in-stream ads that run before, during, or after other videos on YouTube, or in the display network, the games or apps. These ads may also run on YouTube videos embedded on other websites. After 5 seconds, the viewer can skip the ad. Video discovery ads appear on YouTube only. They are seen in places where people discover content. Outstream ads are shown on partner sites. These ads are available on mobile devices and tablets. Non-skippable in-stream ads are 15 seconds or less. And, as the label suggests, viewers cannot skip this ad. And the last one is called bumper ads. And these are relatively new and they're really cool. Bumper ads are designed to increase brand awareness, and bumper ads are just 6 seconds or less. And viewers cannot skip them because they're 6 seconds. All right, so the last type of campaign we're going to cover today is video campaigns. And, oops, hold on. They gave me the wrong slide. Give me a quick second here, guys. Okay, so that was the last. The video ads was the last part that we were going to cover. So let's wrap up today's session. We've showed you different ways to reach customers online. We've showcased how to bring visibility to your products or service in different areas of Google search results pages. And so let's just do a quick recap about what your next steps might be as a business owner. What you want to do is build or improve your website. Your business needs a search-friendly, mobile-friendly website. Another important thing to do would be to create or claim your free business profile at google.com/business. And try Google Ads. You can fine-tune your offers when people are searching for your products or services. If you want to learn more about the topics covered in today's workshop, you can refer to this slide here for the various URLs for the different types of things that we covered. And if you don't remember the type of URL, the name of the URL, you can always do a quick Google search too. Another tool that I really like to use as a small business owner myself is a free app called Google Primer. And if you go to the Google Play Store or the Apple Store, you just type in Google Primer, and the icon looks like a little green flag with a black background. This is a series of mini courses that are supposed to be kind of fun and short. They're 5 minutes or less, and you can access them from your phone, and you can kind of walk through these little mini courses about how to grow your business online. And excuse me, they are really great courses. They talk about website search engine optimization. They talk about Google My Business listings. They talk about mobile searches on Google. There's a whole host of things that you can do in here. They're great for if you just have to sit at the doctor's office and wait for a little while in the waiting room or whatever. You can just do a quick little lesson. So really fun app. You can also visit Google's Skillshop. Skillshop is really cool. It has a variety of apps for businesses, and it's kind of a one-stop training center for everybody who uses Google's professional tools. Now, some of the lessons here are really for beginners, others are intermediate, and there are some sections here that are very advanced as well. But there is no charge for this training. It's all 100% free. So it's g.co/Skillshop. All right, another this is a new one. I haven't had a chance to actually look at myself, but it is called Grow My Store. And this is a way, if you have an online store, you can visit g.co/grow my store, and you can put the URL of your online business in there, and it can give you quick tips and evaluations for the establishment of your retail website. All right, quick help videos for small businesses. This is really great. You can go to g.co/grow/quick help, and you can watch little videos about Google's tools. There are also, you can go to google.com/grow, and here you can learn all about the program that I'm a part of, which is the Grow with Google program. We have training available for local businesses, but there's also training available for teachers and students, job seekers, and developers as well. So with that being said, we are all finished up for today, and we have 5 minutes to spare. Yay! There is a lot of information in this presentation, so I completely understand if you guys are completely overwhelmed. I totally get it. But does anybody have any questions to round out the event today? I'm going to take silence as a good thing. That's all good. Cool. So I am going to put this presentation on YouTube, so you can refer back to it if you would like. If you go to my Facebook page, I'll post a link to that as well. Just do a quick Facebook post Facebook search for Girl Geek Communications. My logo is this little eyeglasses here with the eyelashes on there, and you'll be able to see this recording and refer back to it, because there's just a lot of information. My brain is tired, and I know this stuff, so I get it. But anyways, thank you guys so much for attending today. I really appreciate it. We have, I believe, 6 more workshops available coming up over the course of July and August. So go to girlgeekllc.com, and you can click on events to see more workshops that are available, and they are 100% free. So I hope to see you guys there some more, and we will look forward to talking with you guys later. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.